Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. What's good? What's good with you, man? Good. Good. All right. Well, yeah. Let me tell you how I am. I'm not bad. No, things are good. Things are good. I'm on vacation from work for this week. I'm going to see Exhumed on Thursday in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, with my buddies from Keeper of Decay. And the lady and I went to the beach yesterday. We went to the northern Jersey beaches, Asbury Park-ish area, Long Branch. Spent a nice morning. We travel early because her and I do not like, well, we like to get there the crack of dawn and have the place wherever we're going to ourselves, and then dip as soon as people start waking up. We're home by noon. Yep. So anyway, yeah, we had a nice beach day yesterday, and today, leading to today's conversation, I'm going to talk about Merciless from Sweden real quick. I was going to review this first record, and I'll show the subsequent records after if you choose to stick around. But anyway, yeah, if you don't know Merciless, they're from Sweden. They are a little bit earlier than most of like the black metal that would come in early to mid 90s and stuff like that. This record comes out in 1990, but I consider it 89 because it's recorded in February of 89. And these songs are on demos from 87. So this band started in 86. Chances are most of your Swedish heroes, like At the Gates and a lot of these bands that we, Dissection and all that, this is their favorite local band. I mean, I've heard this a bunch of times in interviews. I mean, these guys, they were most, like I always keep alluding to At the Gates and Flames, like these guys or whatever. They're wearing Merciless stuff in their early teenage years and stuff like that. So I am really late to the game with Merciless, but I've in the past couple years got really into them and just completely spun all the 4 records to death. So anyway, we'll get onto this thing. Comes out in 1990, but recorded February 1989. This is like early notifications. Come on. This is like really early death metal, but Eric's riffs are rooted. There's a lot of punk in there, like hardcore punk in the songwriting, in the riffs. But they're played metallically, completely. But there's a lot of raw hardcore punk energy in this stuff. But it's done in a black thrash grind, kind of. All this is kind of early. But anyway, yeah, Pure Hate, first song on this thing, starts out pretty much death metal. It's like a death metal sound. And the Productionist thing leads, it kind of has that Creator, Pleasure to Kill kind of production in the drums. Drums are very present, real kick drums, crazy different riff time changes in the riffs. Not so much meter time changes as much as jagged kind of song structure, which is always interesting, and they do it well. Especially in a time where everything is on metronomes. This is kind of stuff is really refreshing, and I keep hearing people say that on their YouTube channels for some reason. I think a lot of people are almost getting sick of a really perfect production. I know I've been delving back into early stuff as of late. But anyway, Pure Hate's an incredible song. It's like anthemic. Souls of the Dead, that thing kind of has a hardcore almost intro. That's pretty hardcore. And then goes into a punky grind thing, which is a lot of where this album resides. And it's interesting in that way. The riff structure. It's done in a thrash grind way though. It's really interesting. The Awakening, that's a long song, and that's kind of anthemic. I call that like a very creator inspired. But Raja, his vocals are very important to this band. He writes good long songs, like lots of lyrics, and has good cadences. But more importantly, he's not, singers will know what I mean, like he's not choking his vocal. It's very breathy and diaphragm, like a lot of air and screaming. So it's a full vocal. It's not choked and just pushed like from here. But guys that do these kind of vocals know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of, he's a real fronting. He's a great front man, especially, and I'll get into this. There's a lot. I got the like whatever, the dork reissues, whatever. But say what you will. This isn't the original press. Whatever, I don't care. Eat shit, because these live tracks on here are awesome. So I'm totally happy with this repress. Anyway, yeah, The Awakening, very catchy song, very catchy. Dreadful Fate, very punky blast, super fast, great song. Dying World, that's like one of these long ones that kind of has a little bit of that creator, that like middle riot violence thing, which Off Subject Ora Nora did, and until I found out who was in Ora Nora, it was really turning me off because it was almost ripped off of that middle section of Riot of Violence. But anyway, they did not do that, but that dropped out element is there, and you can tell it's inspired by Creator. If you watch their early VHS stuff and videos people put up with interviews of them and live stuff, they're wearing Creator. You can tell where this stuff comes from. Bestial Death, completely catchy song. The intro is awesome to that song. And Denied Birth. Oath of Cruelty is a band from Texas that did a great cover of Denied Birth. I'm saying Denied Birth because that's how they say it in the chorus. It's really catchy. A lot of cool. It's a really fast, grindy thing, but the intro is almost very, very death metal, and it's kind of a haunting, good intro to a song. It's the last song technically on the album. I got these bonus tracks on this one though. 4 live ones. I don't know if this is still available. I got it a few years ago, but this repress is great. Sounds good. Everything's good. Yeah. Denied Birth, absolutely great song. But the live tracks on here, also awesome. The drummer on here, which I would find out later, was this dude left, and he goes by Stipend. Yeah, Stipend. He leaves after the first 2 albums, and I can't tell. I didn't know that till this morning, because the drummer they get, I can't say his name, Jarvind, St. Jarvind. He's just as powerful, and just, these guys got a snare drum attack, and I'm not going to talk forever about it, but a lot of drummers know when there's a blast beat or a 2-step, even a fast 2-step, a lot of drummers lighten up on the snare drum because it's a rapid motion. And not these 2 guys. It's the same damn dynamic, and you can hear it in the live on here, especially from this Stipend guy, man. It's not messing around with snare drum. It's full blown snare drum. He's hitting hard. But anyway, Great record if you don't know that. That's the review, man. I'm just gonna, if you guys are interested, for it's 10 minutes now, but I'll quick just show the subsequent albums and talk for 1 second about each of them, and then we'll dip. But the second album is Treasure Within. Okay, very bright production on this one. The songs are great, and they have a habit of re-recording one song on the next album from the previous album. I think I said that right. But yeah, there's like Dying World is on this album too. So, and you know, it's like a tighter, thrashier production, but I love the songs and I know how they play them. So they just got captured a little brighter for my taste on this album. But I still listen to it, and then I just crank the bass and then I turn the bottom end down on my stereo. That's how I handle that nonsense. Anyway, yeah, two more quick, and then we'll get out of here. I don't know. Why am I rushing? But I'm kind of feel like I'm rushing. Unbound. I don't know which is. I think this is the original cover, but I could be wrong. I'm not. Anybody can comment and correct me on that and call me a jackass, but I don't know. There's another one on YouTube that's just black, but this is the album cover that I see a lot, and I'm good with this cover. I like it. A little bit more of a melodic thing going on this one, but the songs are all great, really catchy, good production. It's has a little bit more weight than the predecessor. It's much better. Not quite as much weight as the debut, which has great bottom on it. You wouldn't hear a production like that anymore unless somebody chose to do it. Okay, this is 94. The Treasure Within is 92, but recorded in 91. Yeah, and then re-released, recorded in 91. Yeah, so I think it didn't come out technically till 92, but I could be wrong about that too. That doesn't matter. Whatever. Yeah, both great records. Maybe this one Unbound might be a little bit catchier, but they're starting to get a melodic thing going on there. And that's kind of where your dissections and stuff are, they're creeping in. 93 is Somberlane. That's an outstanding record too. And then there's a hiatus for these guys. And then in 2002, they record this. I didn't even take it out of the thing. I leave the hype stickers on the limited. This is limited to 300 or something. But yeah, I'll show you the record of this one because this is a little different, I think. But yeah, this is a cool record. I don't know if that translates well, but it's got like a see-through thing going on there. But yeah, it's a cool album. And this one is, usually after a hiatus for a band and then the comeback, it's not always a good thing. And there's usually member changes and all that nonsense. This thing comes back, and I think they're better than ever. Every song's really catchy and kind of stands on their own. There's a couple of different Unearthly Salvation. The second side of this thing is awesome. And Fallen Angels Universe is this melodic, catchy thing. I don't know. I love this thing, though. I found myself gravitating towards this one after the first one more often. I don't know if that made sense, but I'd say as far as rotations go, this one comes not too far after the OG original one. But that's Merciless from Sweden. They did a reunion in 2012, which I wasn't not. I've heard them, but it wasn't until as of recent that in the past few years that I got really into them. And a side note, for some reason I watched the black metal, the Mayhem movie, what do they call it, Lords of Darkness, the kid movie, right? With Macaulay Culkin or whatever the hell. And I think it's a good movie. I watched it. That was the second time I watched it. And one of the things I noticed in there is that first album gets slapped in Helibet in the store. Varg puts that album down, and Euronymous says, "That's on my label." And I was like, "Ah, that's cool." Like that they caught that. And also the singer, dead, of in the early part of the movie, is wearing the Merciless demo shirt, which I thought was a really nice touch in wardrobe. Anyway, that's the movie. That's the movie. Yeah, that's the video for today. This is a movie. This is a production when you watch Shallow 666. Anyway, that's the video for today. Check out Merciless if you like black thrash grind. And it's retro and it sounds cool. And those records wouldn't come out today. Somebody would try to pressure them into playing to a metronome and making their songs more uniform or whatever bullshit. So anyway, you listen to something fresh. That's Merciless from Sweden. Always. And Shallow 666. Yeah.